versus OSW here. No warm-up needed. We are starting. We are getting this match to you now. All right, so this will be an interesting mental game. I'm going to assume that BLAARG has reset and we're good now. So OSW starts this off with a 17 spike. BLAARG has that back-to-back, that 10, sends that surge, and that is going to slow down OSW a little bit. Never mind, OSW setting up an Imperial Cross at the top of the board because that's what he does. All right, and so BLAARG is not able to find a way down into that well, and that is going to be first point for OSW here. TKIs on both sides. BLAARG with a little bit of plonking here, knows that he can plonk against OSW. Both players with that 8, 9, 10 back-to-back, building it up at a very similar rate. OSW with a 19 spike in there, not really going to do too much to BLAARG, who sends that 18 surge. OSW responds with that 17 surge, both kind of using that defensively, and BLAARG misdrops a T-spin, which is going to slow him down a little bit, does not open the well and find the eyepiece in time. OSW tops him out and finds a second point here. Don't know if OSW misdropped that right there. It looked like MS2 for a second, but whenever a player breaks back-to-back, I assume that they misdropped their opener. 23, 29 spike from 46 spike from OSW, and BLAARG is alive right now. OSW misdropped and is not able to fix the misdrop in time. That was a pretty bad misdrop. That was pretty high up on the board. Wow. TKIs on both sides. Into a 7-2 LST on both sides. Okay, OSW has a misdrop that just like forms a fractal, so it's okay. BLAARG sends a 21 spike. OSW breaks back-to-back there with a 19 spike. That's going to come in pretty clean onto BLAARG's side, and BLAARG is going to find his way into this next well, and we're doing a little bit of plonking action, and you know, we're doing that thing. Thank you for not waiting 10 years. And OSW some really nice finds into that back-to-back. Both players break. There's a little bit of cheese on BLAARG's board as he is on a bit of a down stack right now. Yeah, both players just finding that efficiency. Nice clean stacking on both sides here. BLAARG with some all spins and sends a 34 spike, which is, yeah, the initial spike is, oh, okay. I thought the follow-up was going to kill OSW there. And okay, a little bit of a misdrop on BLAARG's side forces him to break back-to-back, but that back-to-back does come in as complete cheese, or maybe even the follow-up to the back-to-back comes in as complete cheese on OSW's board. So this round is going to continue. OSW is going to be slowed down a little bit. BLAARG does find that back-to-back. OSW is going to have to use his speed here to get into this next well, finds it, finds the quad, but there is that immediate -8 on the board. OSW with a 24 spike. BLAARG breaks back-to-back, misdrops an S piece, but has another one ready to go, and so is completely unfazed by that. OSW is a little bit of cheese coming up in the board. It's definitely looking to, yeah, not break back-to-back, getting through it, but does break back-to-back anyway, sends that surge. A little bit of cheese on BLAARG's board. Both players, wow, almost 2-minute round. Both players playing so strong there. Amazing stacking, amazing speed from both sides. OSW just finds the final push to top BLAARG out right there. MS2 versus PCO stacking. OSW finds the PC, goes for an STSD, and that, okay, OSW's board state is stressing me out. Okay, I was going to say, I don't really think you can fix that one in time, especially not with BLAARG on the other side. And BLAARG does find a second point here. All right, a little bit of plonking from BLAARG's side here. BLAARG does send that first back-to-back surge. OSW sends a 14 spike here. Both players going to break surge right now. BLAARG plonking a little bit, and yeah, not really too much out of that plonk right there. Sometimes you just want more garbage on your board. Especially since OSW's really mainly been setting clean here. Some players have strategically been breaking their back-to-backs early so that they can cheese their opponent's board. And yeah, OSW's just been going full speed this whole time, so. Ooh, BLAARG not able to open up that well. Just that, well, there's that one row of cheese on the board. If it wasn't for that one row of cheese, BLAARG would have been able to get into that well, and that entire point would have been different. OSW with the all clear. You're looking for another one, not finding it. Finding the back-to-back here. Both players with that back-to-back. OSW sends a small surge there with a 13 spike. BLAARG sends his surge. OSW not able to get into the well in time. Keeping this a close game so far. PCO stack from BLAARG. C-spin opener from OSW. Nice little opening spike from OSW. OSW breaks back-to-back there, so that is going to allow BLAARG some leeway here. BLAARG breaks back-to-back in a 22 spike, sets up an STSD at the bottom of the board here, does not get 1 in 10. Always running the risk of that. And 1-8 stacking from BLAARG here. OSW has 11 back-to-back, breaks that. BLAARG breaks back-to-back. It ends up with a little bit of damage on OSW's board. There's a little bit of cheese, so that is going to potentially slow OSW down a little bit. BLAARG, with some hesitancy with these all spins right now, finds the combo down stack on the board, continues down stacking here as OSW is also breaking back-to-back. So neither player really going for that back-to-back build right now. BLAARG with a couple of holes on the board. OSW finds back-to-back, and BLAARG, yeah, has that Z miss drop at the top of the board, which can't really do anything about that one. TKIs into LSTs. OSW misdrops, is forced to break the LST. BLAARG continues with that LST. Still LSTing. BLAARG still not in the garbage. Finds the garbage right there. OSW is the -11 on the top of the board. No well access now. And yeah, that gets into the first well. Does not have access to that second well. And that's enough to give BLAARG another point. MS2 versus PCO. BLAARG finds the PC and then is gifted a 7-2 well for more LST shenanigans. OSW breaks back-to-back. BLAARG is still LSTing. OSW also moves into a 7-2 stack and is kind of ignoring the garbage. All right, OSW counts to 4, gets into the garbage. BLAARG, oh, there's the ding. All right, BLAARG sends a 35 spike, 37. Can't do anything about that one, especially when your well has 2 Minos on top of him. We're all tied up. A little bit of a hesitant TKI from OSW's side. Both players finding that back-to-back. OSW with a 19 spike. BLAARG breaking that back-to-back and a small spike. BLAARG misdrops a Z piece there and is going to put himself in an uncomfortable situation, but the down stack gets out of it. OSW with a 16 spike pushes BLAARG up on the board, but that is some very clean garbage. BLAARG working through this really well and finding that 11 spike on the down stack, continuing building up back-to-back here with an all spin right there. OSW also going to be looking to set up back-to-back here, but is pushed up to the top of the board. BLAARG with a 26 spike, releasing their back-to-back. OSW releasing theirs with a 19. BLAARG's up at the top of the board here. Not the most ideal spot. Gets into the first few wells and then misdrops an eyepiece. Yeah, that gives OSW another point. The eyepiece misdrop at the top of the board is always just so tragic to see. MS2 versus Freestyle. If that is an opener, I've never seen it before. OSW with some PCs looping this MS2 right here is not going to be able to find another PC because BLAARG's garbage has finally gotten through. Ooh, OSW at the top of the board here finds some survival for now, but still not in a good spot. Finding a down stack for now, has the way out, and BLAARG is still pressuring. Look at that setup, and ooh, yeah, the eye misdrop is going to force BLAARG to break back-to-back. Might be enough, but no, does not kill OSW. OSW still stacking, relatively unfazed, finds that back-to-back, is going to have to break right there, and has a nice small down stack. BLAARG with a 17 spike to release Surge before getting into a little bit of cheesy garbage at the bottom of the board. BLAARG creating a little bit of cheese, most likely accidentally, as OSW is stacking up some T-spins at the bottom of the board. BLAARG has a little bit of messy garbage to work through. OSW sets up an STSD. And yeah, this is just very, very back and forth here in this round as we reach the 1 minute mark. BLAARG accepts a little bit of garbage, has to break back to back there. OSW breaks back to back up at the bottom of the board, but yeah, gets a lot of garbage incoming anyways. And can OSW get out of this? Finds the eyepiece in time. BLAARG's at the bottom of the board, just trying to find more damage there on OSW's side. And OSW sends some really clean garbage. BLAARG gets into that next well, breaks back to back along the way. OSW with a 12 spike here. BLAARG with a 17 spike on a down stack, and OSW misdrops a T-spin, and that is going to be enough to give BLAARG the point. I gotta take a breath after that one. All right, MS2 versus PCO stack, and OSW finds the PC off of the MS2, and BLAARG misdrops. Yeah, not able to fix that up at the top there, and that finds OSW a quick point. All right, starting off with some T-spins towards the bottom of the board here. BLAARG is being gifted 2-7 garbage and is just LST stacking over it. OSW breaks back to back and has a down stack ready for BLAARG's back to back break in response, but that's a little bit of messy garbage on OSW's board. BLAARG with more 2-7 garbage, going to continue using that to his advantage, and definitely going to be building on top of the garbage for a little bit right here, as not a lot is coming out of BLAARG's board. BLAARG plonks, breaks back to back, and OSW at the top of the board here has the out, has the eyepiece in time. Will it be enough? BLAARG trying to still close out with more and more damage here. Not enough. BLAARG with that back-to-back 10 breaks it in a 17 spike. OSW down stacking through it, finds a 12 spike there in response. It feels like a lot of these spikes are smaller because they're partially used for defense here, so not too many of the 47 spikes that we saw earlier, but both players kind of at the bottom of the board, stacking of their own volition now, and BLAARG misdrops a little bit. That's not going to be too difficult to get around, just kind of stacking over it, and that's a very nice all spins continuation. However, OSW finds all spins of their own into 12 back-to-back. That is such a bold STSD to set up OSW with a 33 spike. Ooh, you could just see the tiny misdropped J piece there from BLAARG that would have opened up that next well, and that is insane there. Both players opening with a pretty similar speed here, and BLAARG misdrops a T-spin into that STSD, going to be forced to break back-to-back. OSW breaks as well. BLAARG 3-6 up stacking. Sends a 33 spike that OSW just does not have the pieces to handle. That came out of nowhere. Such a good down stack right there. PCO stack versus C-spin opener into a PC. OSW looking for the next PC. Getting a nice 5-4. Well, that works well with the stack that they already have. OSW with an early 21 spike here, keeping their back-to-back while doing it, so that is going to put the -11 onto BLAARG's board, and OSW breaks it with a 25 spike, and BLAARG is not able to get into the well in time. Mind you, we're on loser's side right now. I just want to remind everybody of that this is the loser side of the bracket. Yes, this is losers finals, but this is insane. All right, so BLAARG push up at the top of the board here is going to, or no, sorry, I looked at the wrong sides. We're back. Both players at the bottom of the board here. Both players finding that back-to-back ding at about the same time. BLAARG misdrops, doesn't really see an out, and OSW is at match point. This is definitely doable for BLAARG. Not easy, but it's possible. Ooh, okay. BLAARG misdrops a T-spin there and is going to find a down stack. Finds a 19 spike right there. OSW with a 14 spike in response. A 25-31 now. OSW gets through the messy garbage that's on the board and, okay, breaks back to back and is up at the top of the board and just does not find the P sequence to get out. BLAARG stays alive. TKIs, LSTing. BLAARG with a 16 spike right at the beginning. OSW is going to be able to absorb that, and that comes in as pretty clean on his board. BLAARG with a 20 spike to push OSW to the top again, and a misdrop from BLAARG finds, not enough right there. And OSW is going to be coming out of this loser's bracket right here.